From garden decor and ornaments to homemade candles, Fragments of Highland, Michigan has a little taste of it all. During the COVID-19 pandemic, many small businesses have had to make so many adjustments, and some have even closed their doors. We're doing what we can to help the small business community, and we're hoping you do too by visiting these wonderful establishments. Welcome to Celebrate Michigan, the show produced on the campus of Madonna University. I'm Chris Benson. Please welcome Cheryl Barnes of Fragments to the show. Cheryl, we are so glad to have you here today.
Thanks for having me, Chris. I appreciate it.
Wonderful. So, Fragments wasn't your first endeavor, I'll say.
No.
Okay.
I'm old enough to have several endeavors.
Wonderful. Well, tell us where you started.
I was an interior designer. Started a family at probably age 30 and stopped doing that for a while, but then continued for about 30 years. And it kind of worked its way out of my system, I think, and had had enough of that and had always wanted to have a shop of my own. So we found an old house in Highland that we didn't want to rent a downtown building because the cost is kind of prohibitive sometimes. And so we found a building that we could restore, and thus became Fragments. That's how it started. And we've been there, it'll be 11 years in May.
Wonderful. And I understand it's a home from the late 1800s, so we're talking historic.
Historic, but very run down, very abused when we got it. So there was kind of about a year and a half where we had to work on the house and bring it up to snuff. And we were changing it from residential to commercial at the time. So that's a lot of politics too that you have to deal with and things like that.
So how did you know how to do all of this? Let me ask.
I don't. We just did it. And I have this motto, and I have it posted up on a little board, and it just says, no guts, no glory. And sometimes you just have to take it by the horns and go for it and see what happens. So luckily it panned out for us, and we're still standing.
Oh, that's wonderful.
Yeah.
So if I have not been to the store, so take me on a verbal walkthrough. What would I experience if I walked into this historic home?
Actually, it's how should I say it? It's not in a town, really. We're on a main road, and it used to be a house. You pull in. We have a couple of ponds in the backyard. We're situated on, I think it's about 3/4 of an acre. So for our garden time of the year, we have a lot of room to set our garden stakes and all our sculptures and everything outside. You come up some stairs, you enter, and we kept it as a house. So you kind of enter the kitchen dining room. And so in that room is mostly all our kitchen stuff that we would sell. And then there's a main room that was a living room, and that's women's, I have a little bit of clothing, jewelry, that kind of thing. There's a Michigan room. There's a baby room. There's a kind of a men's area and a wine area. And then there's a breezeway that attaches to a garage that we call our seasonal room. And so that's right now is set up for garden time, and then we send it up for fall, and then we send it up for Christmas, and so on and so forth. So that's kind of how it works.
It sounds like there's always something new to find.
Always something new, always changing. I like to change it up so that and we have a lot of people who are recurring customers. They come and they're so supportive, and even just changing something from where it used to be to a new spot, they say, I've never seen this, and it's been here for 6 months, but it changes the look of everything when you do that. So I'm always kicking it up a notch, I think. Yep.
Well, and it sounds like your background with this artsy view, of design really helped you in this endeavor.
When I was real young, I was a how do they even say? I dressed mannequins, I set up, I was a display, I don't even know what they would call it in these days, but I did displays. And so that's kind of how my mind works. It sets everything up in a little vignette all the time. So
well, and I think that knack and the ability to do that is so helpful because the marketing is sometimes everything. Like how you display. I was watching you set things up here, and I can't wait to talk about these items in our second segment.
Thank you.
Just the way you positioned everything, that makes a big difference in the experience.
It tells a story.
Yeah.
And people sometimes can't see the story unless it's shown to them. So that's kind of what I do.
Did you come up with the name of the store?
We did. We had several, and that was just kind of, it fit the bill. Fragments kind of means a little bit of everything, and I liked it. I like it simple. I don't want it big, long,
Sure.
name to people forget. So it's very, very easy to remember, and yeah, we loved it.
And of course, we mentioned the pandemic.
Yep.
I'm sure that changed things. How did that affect you?
When we first were told we had to shut down, and I really thought 2 weeks. That's what we were told. And I thought, okay, we can do this for 2 weeks. And we shut the door, and 2 turned to 4, and 4 turned to 8, and 8 turned to 12. Then getting back open, we had lost so much time and money and all that stuff. I had to work alone for about probably 8 weeks, 12 weeks. I don't know. I worked 6 days a week by myself because I couldn't. And with the stimulus that was being given by the government for people who were out of work, they were making more money than you can pay them. So it was kind of this catch-22. And inventory has been really difficult to get. All the trucking stopped, all the manufacturing stopped. And so we ended up, luckily I have amazing women who work for me, 3 amazing women. One crochets, and so we came up with some ideas to make our own products. I have a gal who makes all our jewelry. The other woman is not as crafty, but she's amazing with doing all our paperwork and helping me out of that rut. So it has been a team effort. We made a lot of Christmas stuff to sell. We've just tried to make it happen the best we can. So.
And you did.
We did. We're still here, yeah.
And it's so exciting to hear that from these businesses. And we have to take a quick break, but we're going to hear much more from Cheryl about Fragments, how they survived the pandemic. And I know you can't wait to hear about all these fun things on the table. So we'll be right back.
Maria, so how's work?
It was 4th period biology. Our students just weren't getting how easily viruses spread. So Miss Bell and I had them role play a zombie virus outbreak. By the time they had all learned the lesson, all the living were dead. Hey, how's your job going?
That big sales meeting I planned? Next year, I might get to go.
Cool.
So my uncle calls and he says he's dizzy and he's losing his balance. I'm like, Unc, you want me to take you to a doctor? He's like, no, I'm gonna look up the symptoms. I said, your symptoms are you're dizzy and you're losing your balance. So he said, I can't get on the internet because my arm is numb. I said, well, use your good arm and dial 911. Stroke's no joke. If you or someone you love is showing symptoms of stroke, don't wait because it might be too late. Dial 911. Time lost is brain lost.
I want to eat apples and bananas. I need to eat apples and bananas. Why can't I eat apples and bananas?
Support the Feeding America nationwide network of food banks to help provide meals to those in need. Join us at feedingamerica.org.
Madonna University's Broadcast and Cinema Arts program is preparing me for the future.
I'm learning from industry professionals, making connections, and honing my skills from hands-on experience every day.
The professors are dedicated to my success, instilling professionalism, creative thinking, and a strong work ethic.
Join Madonna University's Broadcast and Cinema Arts program. Earn your Bachelor's of Arts and take that first step towards your dreams.
Welcome back to Celebrate Michigan. I'm Chris Benson, and again I'm here with Cheryl Barnes, owner of Fragments, located in Highland, Michigan. We heard how things got started, and then of course we talked a bit about the setbacks from COVID, but it sounds like you had, as you mentioned, a wonderful team.
I do.
And that you pitched in and you're back and ready to share lots of items with folks out there. I can't wait to hear about these. So why don't we get into it? Because I'm sure folks in the audience too are like, tell us what these are. So start with whatever at your end of the table. Just tell us what we're looking at.
Well, we kind of set together a little Mother's Day possibility here, and a lot of the things we made. So like I said, we were running out of things to purchase because nobody was shipping anything.
Right.
So we made bath salts with natural herbs that we grew and dried and all that kind of stuff. The gal who crochets for me made some scrubbies. I had lavender from France, so I made lavender sachets in the little heart shape.
Oh, wow.
We have lots. We have the little soap room, and there's goat's milk soaps and, pump soaps and hand soaps and lotions. So that's part of this. We do a lot of fair trade items. I forgot to tell you that. So some of these recycled cantha bags are fair trade. Around the corner, Michelle, who works for us, she makes all our jewelry. So I tried to bring one of her new pieces that she made with some earrings, the necklace and earrings.
And let me stop you. Will you explain what fair trade is? Because I don't want to assume everybody who's watching knows what it is.
I'm not sure I know, but
yeah.
When you go to market, it's buying goods that are organized so the people who make them get a fair price for what they're making.
Excellent.
It's not just, you're not scalping, products from people at a really low price and you make all the profit. They get a decent wage for their profit or for their product, and we sell them at when they put a manufacturer's suggested retail price. So you don't go above that, you don't go below it, kind of thing. So that's what a fair trade item is.
And that's wonderful because again, it's good for you as a business, and it's good for them too because they feel they're getting fair wages for their work.
For their money.
Oh, how awesome!
So we love that. We try to do that as much as possible. Another scarf around the corner there. That's from a fair trade company. We carry this line called Myra bags. Anything from weekenders, which I wanted to bring, but I knew it was too big. They're really large, cool bags, but I brought a small little wristlet for you. We sell men's items. And I think I was telling you, we have this line called Blue Q, and they're kind of snarky, but we sell hundreds of these socks. They're a little naughty, but I didn't bring any naughty ones. I just brought the funny ones.
Well, snarky sells. I have to tell you. I think that's probably a popular item.
It's a popular item, and there's bags from them. They're kind of recycled, 90% post-consumer plastic. The socks, they have oven mitts, so we have a wider variety of those for our thing. I do a lot of books. Try to pick some unique books that you don't always find. So this duct tape book we've sold a lot because men like duct tape for everything.
I love that.
It's kind of funny, yeah. We have worst case scenario books. They're just funny, a lot of funny things like that. Front and center, we have a little sampling of our garden art. The large rose in the front is actually made by a Michigan man. It's called Columbus Tree, and we have been buying from him since day one. He produces, we have flowers that are 2 feet.
Oh, wow.
And probably 6 feet tall.
So if I can't make them grow, with my lack of a green thumb, I can definitely install some permanent ones.
That's
nice.
right. And they're beautiful. He makes trellises. He makes birds. We just have a wide variety from him. I just picked up she's not local, but it's a young gal, and I think it's Utah. She makes the fused glass pieces.
Beautiful.
And again, offered, because it's not being shipped from overseas, offered a discount because she wants to sell them, and she can ship them immediately. And so we just got those and have been doing great with those. Oh, go ahead.
I think people want to, you know, we've been inside for so long and kind of cooped up, and now it's like, I want to fix up my house. I'm here, I'm really looking like, wow, that wall needs a picture. Or that, my patio, I could use a couple little things around the outside. Are you seeing that as well?
They actually, because we had such a kind of a mild spring, people were in March. Where's your garden stuff? I'm like, I can't even get it in the ground yet. You know, and this is Michigan. You have to wait till the ground thaws out. But they were ready. I think it's been a very anxious year. People are ready to get out. And for me, it's a little bittersweet because I can't get the product.
Right.
You know, I can't provide. Usually we have spinners out in the backyard. I probably have, you know, 50 of them. I have 8. And that's it. I just can't get the product. So it's, you know, people are willing to buy. It's just been one of those times you just have to get what you get kind of thing. This is what we have, and please hopefully find something here.
Sure, and I think I'm finding that people want to create some beauty. Like, you know, there's just so much happening. They might have lost loved ones. They might have been through, you know, illness and just struggling themselves. And it's like, you know, I'm ready. I'm ready to have something elegant or colored. That when I looked at the table, I thought, this is so colorful and fun.
It is colorful. It's great. We have a baby section in the store, a whole room. And I would have to say that's kind of our bread and butter. We do so well with baby because there's not a place near us where we're situated that you can go buy baby gifts. Okay. I mean, a Target or, you know, a big box store. But so we have Roxanne knits all our little, or crochets all our little hats, and there's anything from vegetables to animals, and we sell tons of those. And we took it upon ourselves to tie-dye some onesies for babies when we couldn't get baby things, and we've been selling those like crazy.
Well, they are adorable, and I can't wait to come back. I know we have to take another break right now, but I can't wait to come back and talk about this little pea pod hat, because that is one of the cutest things I've seen lately. You stay tuned, and we'll talk about that when we come back.
Maria, so how's work?
It was 4th period biology. Our students just weren't getting how easily viruses spread. So Miss Bell and I had them role play a zombie virus outbreak. By the time they had all learned the lesson, all the living were dead. Hey, how's your job going?
That big sales meeting I planned? Next year, I might get to go.
Cool.
So my uncle calls and he says he's dizzy and he's losing his balance. I'm like, Unc, you want me to take you to a doctor? He's like, no, I'm gonna look up the symptoms. I said, your symptoms are you're dizzy and you're losing your balance. So he said, I can't get on the internet because my arm is numb. I said, well, use your good arm and dial 911.
Stroke's no joke. If you or someone you love is showing symptoms of stroke, don't wait, because it might be too late. Dial 911. Time lost is brain lost.
I want to eat apples and bananas. I need to eat apples and bananas. Why can't I eat apples and bananas?
Support the Feeding America nationwide network of food banks to help provide meals to those in need. Join us at feedingamerica.org.
Madonna University's Broadcast and Cinema Arts program is preparing me for the future.
I'm learning from industry professionals, making connections, and honing my skills from hands-on experience every day.
The professors are dedicated to my success, instilling professionalism, creative thinking, and a strong work ethic.
Join Madonna University's Broadcast and Cinema Arts program. Earn your Bachelor's of Arts and take that first step towards your dreams.
Welcome back to Celebrate Michigan. I'm Chris Benson. Here with me today is Cheryl Barnes from Fragments of Highland, Michigan, and even her business cards are adorable. I had to hold one up because there's a little bee on them and they're just precious. So Cheryl, we were talking in the last segment about all these cool items on the table, so much fun stuff. We talked, tell me about this pea pod hat, because I saw it and I said, this is the cutest thing I've ever seen.
Well, it's like I said, I can't take any credit. It's one of the incredible ladies that works for me. She never sleeps, I don't think. And I actually, before she worked for me, started carrying her hats. And it just kind of developed, and even photographers buy them. The photographers who you know, do the baby photos like Ann Geddes or whatever. And so we sell a lot of hats, and it has just become, I told her, I said, can you make a pea pod?
It's so,
and
I
so
mean,
she
it's
makes
adorable.
a pea pod. Can you make a strawberry? She makes a strawberry.
There it is.
Yeah, she's pretty incredible.
Well, that's awesome. And then there's some neat bee items here. I see some Michigan items there.
We have a little Michigan room, and we try to support, we have a local beekeeper, so that's where the honey comes from. Our Cherry Republic from up north, a local man made the Michigan-shaped cutting board. I have local teas that a gal in Fenton does. We have soaps that I think of a woman in Munising, and she uses Lake Superior water to do the soaps. So we try to support small local people as well. And then because my card has bees on it, we carry a lot of bee-themed products. So anything from, I think Naked Bee is our little a soap line and lotion, to anything that has a bee theme. And I even brought a birdhouse that has a bee theme in it.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah,
well,
we always carry bee stuff.
This definitely caught my eye, not just because it's close to me, but I just said, oh my gosh, how fun. And there's even this lantern, like it's got a little sun recharger on the top.
Solar.
Solar, my gosh. So, you know, you mentioned all these different cities from Michigan, and so it sounds like these artists and crafters connect with you, and then you feature their items in the store.
And the other thing we do, I don't, what do you call it? I buy outright.
Okay.
I don't do it on consignment.
Okay.
So they're happier because I'm giving them a check right away for what they have, and it's not sitting there. So we've established a good rapport, and I'm real grateful to them, and they're grateful to me, I think, for handling it that way.
Oh, it's wonderful. Well, and I see you've got some bags here. Tell me what I'm looking at, because these also, boy, if I'm giving a gift, I would love if you would do this for me if I come to your store. Will you do this for me if I come to your store?
That's our baby. Whenever somebody has a baby gift, we wrap for free, and it's just using one of our bags, but we change up the tissue and ribbon, and we always add our little signature duck on the baby gifts.
So cute.
And this is just another example. If you had a piece of jewelry for Mother's Day or whatever, that's how we would wrap it. We have, like I said, different color tissues that we use. At Christmas time, we always put a jingle bell on the ribbon, and literally must wrap thousands of bags. We have to do them ahead of time because it just got to be so much. But that's one of the things that a big box store doesn't offer, and we're proud to do it. And I was even telling you on the break that we carry packages out for people. Some of the seniors who struggle to get up and down the stairs or whatever, we'll take the packages out for them and load their car. And you know, one of the little things that a small community store can offer, I think.
It sounds like when I come to your store, it's not if, it's when, because
Okay,
now that I
thank
know
you.
about you, I'm definitely going to come, and I think my mom would love to come too. That there's a relationship. It sounds like it's a lot of fun, and it sounds like you really know your employees as well, and it's a
We're
real
friends.
experience.
We're not employees. It's more like it.
Sure, it's a family affair.
It is. They're so supportive, and couldn't have gotten this far without them. They're great.
And as you think back about, you know, starting the business, going through these really tough times, I know there's probably folks out there watching that would love to start something themselves and maybe just haven't had the confidence to do it. What advice would you give them?
Well, I told you in the beginning, my main logo in life is no guts, no glory. Sometimes you just have to try it, and don't look at it as a failure. It's another lesson you learned, and maybe you'd learn how to do something else better the next time. You know, start small, work into it, have a lot of faith, and just go forward.
I think that's wonderful advice. And what do you see in the future for the store? Do you have plans down the road?
I don't know, to be honestly honest. I am getting to an age where I have a lot of grandkids now. All my kids live on the west side of the state in Grand Rapids. I just know I don't want to leave it after COVID. We're going to make it happen for another couple years, and I just have to reevaluate. We reevaluate every few years to see, where we stand, what's happening, and we certainly have developed a wonderful customer base, and on a daily basis. I mean, today I was at the store and someone said, "I'm so glad you're still here." That people appreciate it, having us, and they feel like we're up north. They always say that to me. It makes me feel like I'm up in Traverse City at a little shop or something. So it kind of has come full circle and has done what it's supposed to do and make people feel the way they're supposed to feel. And I'm not quite ready to give up yet, but I don't have a long-term plan. I really don't.
That's okay. Tell us where we can find you. Website, Facebook. Where's the best place to look for you online?
Facebook, probably. We have a website. It's just www.fragmentsstore.com.
Okay.
But we are not, I was telling the kids today when I got here, I am not a computer person. So it's kind of this basic website that never gets changed. It's
That's
just
okay.
there. Facebook, Roxanne, who does our hats, does the Facebook page, and she does an amazing job and takes pictures and changes it all the time and puts things on there. So that's probably, if you're on Facebook. I don't even have a personal Facebook, so
we'll make sure these folks get there. So fortunately we're out of time, Cheryl, but it's been wonderful talking to you today, and it's been wonderful having you too. Please check out Fragments and Cheryl Barnes on Facebook.
Thank you so much for having me.
Yes, absolutely.
It was wonderful. Thank you.
And wonderful to have you. See you next time for Celebrate Michigan.